Hey guys, so we get to learn about different kinds of animals today. So we've heard about the bears and we've heard about animals you can find at the zoo and all kinds of animals. Well, today we're going to learn about three different types of animals. One is called birds. You know about birds, right? One is called reptiles, and one is called amphibians. Now, you probably already know about a lot of the animals in those groups, but didn't know that they had fancy names like that. So, let's see what makes a bird a bird. Go ahead and look at this page with me. There's all kinds of birds on here. It's page 67 down at the bottom. Birds. Birds come in many colors and sizes. They may all look different, but all birds have feathers, wings, and beaks. So there's three things that all birds have. What are they? Feathers, wings, and beaks. Let's see what else we can learn about a bird. An ostrich cannot fly. Did you know that? Did you think all birds can fly? There's a couple that can't. So what kind of bird is this? An ostrich. Now he can't fly, but what do you see about his legs? They are really long. What do you think he can do with those long legs? He can run super duper fast. Can you run fast? Show me how you can run fast like an ostrich. Wow, that is so fast. All right, let's move on to the next one. This is a beautiful bird. What do you notice about him? He's got lots of what? He's got lots of colorful feathers. Parrots can repeat words said to them by people. So if you teach them how to say a word, they might learn it and say it back to you. And the smallest birds in the world. Have you ever seen them before? Maybe in the garden, or maybe you have a special bird feeder for these guys. They're called hummingbirds. They fly really fast, and they fly so fast it sounds like their wings are humming. Now I got another really long-legged bird to show you. Are you ready to see him? Have you seen this pink fella before? What is he called? He is a flamingo. Can you say flamingo? Yeah, he is a flamingo. And a flamingo's color comes from the food he eats. Did you know they're not born pink? It's what they eat that makes them have that pretty pink color. Now, can you tell me what the bird for our country is? We talked about this a little bit in social studies. Do you remember what the bird for our country is? It's a bald eagle. Now, is he really bald? Nah, he's just got what color feathers on his head? White. So, what does the white feathers make it look like? It looks like he doesn't have any hair, right? Because he's all black, and then he's got a white tail and a white head. They love to eat fish. So those are birds. The next group, go ahead and turn your page, is called reptiles. Look over the pictures on there. Do you recognize some of these reptiles? Tell me one that you know. I know turtles and slithery snakes and chomping alligators. Do you know all of those? Well, let's learn about them because we know there's three things that all birds have. One of them is a beak. One of them is their pretty wings, and another is those nice feathers. So that's a bird. Let's see about a reptile. There are many different kinds of reptiles. Reptiles do not live where it's cold. They like warm weather. That's because there's something called cold-blooded. Can you say cold-blooded? Now, you're warm-blooded. That means your body keeps itself warm. Well, if they're cold-blooded, do you think their bodies keep themselves warm? Mm-mm. So they need to live where it's real warm and often really sunny so that they can come out and they'll just lay in the sun and they'll take in all that warmth and heat themselves up. So, have you ever been to the zoo and maybe seen an alligator just laying out in the sunshine? That's because they're trying to warm themselves up. They need that sun to heat their bodies. And when they get too hot, where do you think they might go? They're going to hide away in the shade to cool down. So, snakes. Have you seen a snake before? Snakes have scales, and they slither from place to place. Can you show me your slithering snake with your hand? What is the next one right here? That is a turtle. Turtles have shells that protect their bodies like a shield. And when they get real scared, do you know what they do? They go and they tuck into their shell. Their shell is a hard casing connected to all of their body, and it protects them because it's really hard and go, and it keeps them safe because animals have a hard time biting through that shell. So when they're scared or think they might get hurt, they go pull into their shell, and they're safer in there. Ooh. Do you know this one? We have these in our area. That's an alligator. Alligators use their tails to help them swim. They have these long tails, and when they swim, they use it like a paddle and go swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. And then they have these big jaws, and they go chomp. Have you ever seen them chomp? They have super strong jaws. But did you know they can chomp down harder, but they don't have very strong jaws to open back up. All their strength is to close. So it's really hard for them to open back up if something's keeping their mouth shut. But they have so much force they can break a bone when they go and chomp down. And the last picture we have right here, have you ever seen these maybe in the garden? That is a lizard. Lizards use their tongues to smell. If a lizard loses his tail, he can grow a new one. How cool is that? If something happens to my finger, is another one going to grow back? But if he loses his tail, he can grow a whole new tail right off the end of him. That is pretty neat, huh? So, help me remember, there's 3 things about birds that they have. There's their beak, there's the wings, and the beautiful feathers. Now, reptiles, they like to be where it's warm because do you remember what I told you their blood is? They are cold-blooded. So they need that sun to warm them up. Let's learn about our last group of animals today. They're called amphibians. Can you say amphibian? Amphibian. Amphibians live in water and on the land. Do you see this little guy up here? What is he? He's a frog. And to be more specific, he's a red-eyed tree frog. Now, did you know frogs can live in land and in water? When they're wee little bitty, they actually look kind of like a fish more than a frog. Let's see what else we can learn about them. Amphibians live in land and on the water. Their bodies change as they get older. And most amphibians eat insects and worms. Do you want to eat insects and worms? I kind of don't. Well, a baby frog starts out like this. I told you he kind of looks like a fish. Do you know what that's called? He's a tadpole. Can you say tadpole? So they start out life as a tadpole. And then They get bigger and bigger, and then they change and grow legs. And those big, strong legs help them to, what's this word? Hop. Hop. Their big, strong legs help them to hop. A boing, a boing, a boing. So they start out with like a fish with no legs. And when they grow up, they have 4 legs that help them be really good hoppers. Now, there's another one that kind of looks like a frog, but he's not a frog. It's this guy down here. Do you know what he is? It starts with a T. Toad. There's something super special about toads. They don't drink water, not like we do. They go and they soak it into their bodies through their skin. How would you think about if you were real thirsty, so you fill up the bathtub and you sit in it and it goes into your skin? Does it work like that? Not for us, but that's how it works for the toad. And there's one more slippery fella down here. He kind of looks like a lizard, but he's not. Do you know what he is? He's a salamander. They're very quiet. They really don't make much noise at all. So we've learned about all kinds of wonderful animals today. I can't wait to share with you what we're going to talk about next.